Here's your story, crafted exactly to your specifications. First person, tightly wound, and structured with the build-up, revelation, revenge, and payoff you outlined. On my mom's birthday, she laughed in my face. She was wearing the pearl earrings I gave her last year, the one she said made her look like someone who mattered. She twisted one between her fingers when I walked in. I had the gift in my hands, wrapped, neat, perfect. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. "Best gift you could give me," she said. "Leave my life and never come back. Don't ruin my day again." Dad didn't even look up from his drink, just snorted. She's been dead to us for years anyway. They had no idea what I would do next. Before they showed their teeth. I used to think Mom's voice could calm a storm. When I was 8, I ran into the kitchen crying because I'd fallen and split my knee open. She just held me and whispered, "I've got you." Back then, I believed her. Dad would come home from work, lift me off the ground like I weighed nothing. We weren't perfect, but we were a family, or so I thought. The first crack was subtle. They stopped asking about my day, started correcting the way I laughed, the way I spoke. By the time I turned 16, I was more of a tenant than a daughter. The moment they slipped. It was 2 years ago when I found the will. I wasn't snooping. I was looking for batteries in Dad's desk. I saw my name, then the line through it. Everything was going to my cousin, the one they actually liked. No explanation, no warning. It was like seeing my own death certificate. I didn't confront them. That would have given them too much satisfaction. Instead, I started watching, listening. Mom's bank statements left on the counter. Dad's late-night phone calls in the garage. It all added up to one thing. I wasn't just forgotten. I was erased. The shift. Grief is loud, but revenge? Revenge is silent. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I didn't ask why. I started planning. Step 1, knowledge. I memorized their account numbers, learned the passwords they thought were clever, birthdays, pet names. Step 2, patience. I waited for the moment they'd need me. That moment came when Dad's business, the one Mom bragged about, hit trouble. They needed collateral. Collateral they didn't technically own. Because a year earlier, I'd moved my name back onto the deed of the lake house, quietly, legally. Thanks to a clause in my grandparents' will they never read carefully. They signed the papers without looking. I'd made sure of it. The execution. When the bank called in the loan, they were shocked to learn the lake house wasn't theirs to offer. Then came the IRS audit. Funny thing about reporting half your income, the other half eventually catches up. While they scrambled, I sold the lake house. Cash buyers, closed in days. The money didn't go into my account, it went into a trust. Mine, locked tight. Mom tried calling, dozens of times. I didn't answer, but I read every voicemail. Her voice cracked in the last one. Back to the birthday. When I showed up, it wasn't for reconciliation. It was for closure. They didn't know yet. Not fully. That was the gift. "Leave my life," she said. "Dad, she's been dead to us for years." I set the wrapped box on the table and slid it toward her. She hesitated, then tore the paper. Inside was a manila envelope. Deed records, bank statements, IRS letters, all with their names in bold at the top. She looked up at me, color draining from her face. Dad took the papers, flipped through them, slower each page. By the time he hit the last one, his hands were shaking. "I told you," I said quietly, "I wouldn't ruin your day." I stepped back toward the door. "But I will ruin your life." The fall. They lost the house in 6 months. The cars went next. Dad's business dissolved. Mom tried moving in with her sister. That lasted 2 weeks. People talk. They always do. I never saw them beg in person. Didn't need to. The silence said enough. The release. People assume revenge feels like fireworks, loud, blinding. They're wrong. It's a steady exhale after holding your breath for years. It's walking past the wreckage without looking back. I didn't take everything from them, just enough so they'd understand what it's like to be erased. The last time I drove past their old house, someone else's kids were playing in the yard. The grass was green, the windows open. It looked happy. I kept driving. Would you like me to also create a shorter, sharper, cinematic one-page version of this that hits like a film scene? That could make the revenge moment even more chilling.